Hello, I'm Harrison Keely. Here's a quick look at today's top stories. First of all, breaking news this morning. Police say a man has been taken into custody after a shooting at the Lowe store in Bradley County. Authorities say the Cleveland man shot his way into the store about an hour after it closed while workers were still inside. Police say the shooting suspect is 22-year-old Avery Shelton Jr. He's being charged with attempted first-degree murder. Officials say he was looking for a specific employee. Thankfully, there were no injuries. The special report comes from our news partners at WRCB. Next up, a murder-suicide on Lookout Mountain in northern Alabama. DeKalb County officials say a 22-year-old man is believed to have killed his aunt at her home and then hid her body in a crawl space. Officials found evidence of a fight in the house. They say Felicia Ann Lindsey died from blunt force trauma to the head. They found her Jeep in Canton, Georgia. That's where her nephew, Zeller, ran into a bedroom and shot himself. 8 people have been killed in a horrific bus crash on I-40 in East Tennessee. Authorities say a church bus traveling in the Dandridge area blew a tire and careened into an SUV and a tractor trailer. 14 people were also hurt in the accident, including 8 in critical condition. The bus was carrying members of Front Street Baptist Church in Statesville, North Carolina, who had traveled to Gatlinburg. Of the 18 on the bus, 6 were killed. The tractor-trailer driver and 1 person in the SUV also died in the crash. Bledsoe County's former EMS director has been arrested and charged with illegally obtaining drugs. 34-year-old Larry Billingsley had been EMS director there for more than 22 years. Police say he forged federal forms and a doctor's signature to get hundreds of vials of morphine and Demerol. Chattanooga is seeking an audit of McKamey Animal Center. The probe comes after the executive director received a questionable bonus and 3 board members resigned. Also, some board members have been trying to force out Carol Goodman, who questioned the director's salary. The city auditor wants to know if Karen Walsh got a $10,000 bonus without a proper vote. The auditor's office could start their work in the next 10 days. Petitions are circulating against the United Auto Workers Union at Chattanooga's Volkswagen plant. We're told the petitions have captured signatures from about 30% of the auto workers. That will be important if VW decides to accept the union cards UAW says were signed by a majority. Still, a union director says he doesn't think the petitions will have any bearing on discussions with the plant. A Dalton man has been charged with arson after police say he lit a fire in a house with 3 children. Charles Richard Davis Jr. didn't live at the Rossville home. He was there to house sit with 7 other people. Police say Davis alerted a neighbor who ran over with a pot of water, put out the flames, and helped the kids escape. The Marion County Sheriff's Office has received several reports of identity theft. A few residents say their checking and savings accounts have been wiped away after using their debit cards at local gas stations. But the Sheriff's Department says they haven't reached any conclusions about the cause of the problem and that the investigation is ongoing. Finally, while 800,000 federal employees are on furlough during the government shutdown, many think it's unfair that Congress is still being paid. The Constitution actually mandates that Congress continue to be paid on time. But 2 Tennessee representatives say they agree it's unfair. Republican Diane Black and Democrat Jim Cooper both say they'll be giving their pay to charity. Turning to weather, today will be partly sunny with a high near 85 degrees. The low tonight will be around 57. That's our newscast for today. Thanks for being with us. You can find more on these stories and breaking news all day long at timesfreepress.com.